Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we delve into the fascinating tales of our collective past. Today, we embark on a journey to explore one of the most captivating and enigmatic episodes in the annals of human history, the Tulip Mania. This phenomenon, which swept through the Netherlands in the 17th century, is a tale of beauty, obsession, and the unbridled passions of humanity. As we begin our exploration, let us transport ourselves to the vibrant city of Haarlem, nestled in the heart of Holland, where the gentle canals and verdant gardens set the stage for this extraordinary story. It is here, in the early 17th century, that we find the precursors to the Tulip Mania. The year is 1593, and the Dutch are establishing themselves as master traders and cultivators of exotic flora. Among these early pioneers is a man named Carolus Clusius, a renowned botanist who had recently been appointed as the director of the botanical garden at the University of Leiden. Clusius's fascination with the tulip began during his travels to Turkey, where he encountered the flower in the gardens of the Ottoman Empire. He was struck by its unique beauty and diversity, and upon his return to the Netherlands, he became determined to cultivate and study the tulip. In 1593, Clusius received a shipment of tulip bulbs from Turkey, which he planted in the botanical garden at Leiden. These early plantings laid the foundation for the Dutch tulip trade, as Clusius began to experiment with breeding and cultivating new varieties. As we explore the historical context of the Tulip Mania, it becomes clear that the Netherlands was undergoing a period of significant economic and cultural growth during the late 16th and early 17th centuries. The country's strategic location at the crossroads of European trade made it an ideal hub for the importation and exportation of goods, including exotic flowers like the tulip. The Dutch East India Company, established in 1602, played a significant role in facilitating the trade of tulip bulbs and other commodities. One notable figure who contributed to the growing interest in tulips was Pieter van den Broeke, a Dutch merchant who had traveled extensively throughout Europe and Asia. Van den Broeke's accounts of his travels, which included descriptions of the beautiful gardens he encountered, helped to fuel the imagination of the Dutch people and inspire their fascination with exotic flowers. As the 17th century progressed, we witness a growing network of tulip enthusiasts, breeders, and traders emerging in the Netherlands. The city of Leiden, with its renowned university and botanical gardens, became a hub for tulip research and experimentation. Scholars like Clusius and other botanists conducted extensive studies on the tulip, seeking to understand its unique characteristics and cultivate new varieties. The estates of wealthy merchants and nobles, such as those of the prominent Dutch family, the Verenigde Oost Indisch Company's director Isaac Lemaire, became showcases for the beauty and diversity of the tulip. These grand gardens featured intricate designs, elaborate fountains, and an astonishing array of tulip varieties, which were carefully cultivated and showcased to impress visitors. As we reach the end of this period, we find ourselves on the cusp of a remarkable era, one in which the allure of the tulip would reach its zenith, and the very fabric of Dutch society would be forever altered. The stage is set for a spectacle that would astonish and bewilder the world, a true testament to the power of human obsession. And so, dear listeners, we shall proceed to the next chapter in our tale, where the pursuit of beauty and wealth would push the boundaries of human ingenuity and folly to unprecedented heights. Join me as we delve into the most tumultuous and fascinating period of the Tulip Mania, a time when the rarest and most exquisite tulips would become the most coveted prizes in all of Holland. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we're exploring the captivating tale of the Tulip Mania. It's the year 1634, and the Netherlands is in the grip of tulip fever. The rarest and most exquisite varieties have become the most coveted prizes in all of Holland, with prices skyrocketing to unimaginable levels. A single bulb of the prized Semper Augustus tulip can fetch as much as 10 times the annual income of a skilled craftsman. The demand is insatiable, and the market is driven by speculation, with traders buying and selling bulbs that have yet to be planted, let alone bloom. As we delve deeper into this extraordinary period, we find that the city of Haarlem has become the epicenter of the tulip trade. The town's vibrant market square is abuzz with activity, as traders, collectors, and enthusiasts gather to buy, sell, and admire the latest and most exotic varieties. The air is thick with the smell of blooming flowers, and the sound of merchants hawking their wares fills the air. One notable figure who dominated the tulip market during this period was a man named Willem Koning. A skilled trader and breeder, Koning had built a reputation for producing some of the rarest and most exquisite tulips in all of Holland. His farm, located just outside Haarlem, became a mecca for tulip enthusiasts who would travel from far and wide to catch a glimpse of his latest creations. As the Tulip Mania reaches its peak, we witness a society that is both fascinated and repelled by the excesses of the trade. The wealthy elite, who have made their fortunes in the tulip market, flaunt their riches with lavish displays of tulips in their gardens and homes. Meanwhile, the poor and middle class are priced out of the market, forced to watch as the wealthy few reap the benefits of this lucrative trade. Despite the frenzy surrounding the tulip market, there were those who warned of the dangers of speculation and the unsustainable nature of the trade. One such voice was that of the Dutch philosopher and theologian, Gisbertus Voetius, who cautioned against the tulip madness that had gripped the nation. Voetius argued that the pursuit of wealth and status through the tulip trade was a form of idolatry, distracting people from their spiritual duties and leading them down a path of financial ruin. As we explore this tumultuous period in Dutch history, it becomes clear that the tulip mania was more than just a fleeting phenomenon. It was a symptom of a deeper societal malaise. The obsession with tulips reflected the values of a culture that prized novelty, beauty, and wealth above all else. Join me next time on History with Herodotus as we explore the dramatic conclusion to the Tulip Mania and examine the lasting impact of this extraordinary episode on Dutch society and culture. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we're exploring the captivating tale of the Tulip Mania. It's the year 1637, and the tulip market is on the brink of collapse. The demand for bulbs has begun to wane, and the supply has finally caught up with the insatiable appetite of the traders. As the prices begin to fall, panic sets in among the investors, who had borrowed heavily to buy into the market. The once thriving tulip trade is now plagued by defaults, bankruptcies, and a general sense of chaos. The city of Haarlem, which had been the epicenter of the tulip trade, is particularly hard hit. The town's market square, once abuzz with activity, is now eerily quiet as traders and collectors struggle to come to terms with their losses. The air is thick with the smell of desperation, as people who had invested their life savings in the tulip market scramble to cut their losses. One notable example of the devastation caused by the crash is the story of a Dutch merchant named Isaac Lemaire. Lemaire, who had made a fortune in the tulip trade, found himself on the verge of bankruptcy when the market collapsed. He was forced to sell his assets at rock-bottom prices, and his once thriving business was reduced to rubble. As the dust settles, it becomes clear that the tulip mania has left an indelible mark on Dutch society and culture. The crash has exposed the darker side of human nature, revealing a society that is prone to speculation, greed, and excess. The tulip trade, which had once been seen as a symbol of wealth and status, is now viewed with suspicion and distrust. In the aftermath of the crash, the Dutch government intervenes to regulate the tulip trade, imposing strict controls on the market and banning the sale of bulbs that have not yet been planted. The measures are designed to prevent another speculative bubble from forming, but they also serve to further depress the market, driving many traders and collectors out of business. As we look back on this extraordinary episode in Dutch history, it's clear that the Tulip Mania was a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked speculation and the importance of prudent financial management. The crash of 1637 serves as a reminder that even the most seemingly robust markets can be vulnerable to collapse, and that the pursuit of wealth and status must always be tempered by wisdom and restraint. And so, dear listeners, we come to the end of our tale, one that has taken us on a journey through the highs and lows of the Tulip Mania. We've seen how a simple flower can become an object of obsession, driving people to extremes of speculation and greed. We've also seen how the crash of 1637 brought about a measure of humility and restraint, reminding the Dutch people of the importance of living within their means. As we conclude our exploration of the Tulip Mania, I'm reminded of the words of the Dutch philosopher Gisbertus Voetius, who cautioned against the tulip madness that had gripped his nation. Voetius's warning serves as a timely reminder that true wisdom lies in living simply, avoiding excess, and cultivating a sense of detachment from the fleeting pleasures of this world. Join me next time on History with Herodotus as we explore another fascinating episode from the annals of history, one that will take us on a journey through the triumphs and tribulations of human experience. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.